Hi everybody, this is Texas Sucker Diggs in my usual working position on my kitchen cabinet. And you know, guys know that I sort of edged into the borderline, and probably with the calls I brought over the borderline of Minelab involvement. But you know, and also I've also stated that Minelab involvement is costly. For instance, I bought coils. This Coil coil I've got here. I've got larger Coil coil, you know, the way that Minelab is constructed with this this basic threading you've got to do to bring the cable up to the control box, you're going to have to get these little shafts, lower shafts. Nothing you can do about that. That's just the nature of doing Minelabs. I think all the way up to the CTX 3030. That's the case. So you're going to have to get that. So that's an expense you can't afford. But it makes this, I don't know, a couple of $100 for a coil, $75 at least, or in the vicinity for a shaft, and then this is the biter here for the coil kit to hold on the coil itself. That's another $25, give or take, according to where you live. Probably a little bit more in some areas, a little bit less in others. So my favorite Shakespeare saying is, better to light a single candle than curse the darkness, which means if you can get around these guys, do it. Don't complain so much. So I'm going to try it. So this is going to be what I'm going to be working on. We know that these coil coil kits basically insert, they're flat on the top, and then insert along these little indentions here, so it'll hold it tight. So I'm going to build one of these, and people are gonna say, okay, what you got? You're gonna mold plastic? Yes, I'm gonna mold plastic. And I got this Instamorph. There are several versions of this. This is the brand I've gotten. It was big and cheap, and I've got a couple of bags of it around here. Basically, what this is going to allow me to do, hopefully, is to make a coil kit, at least the washers for the coil kit here. This is a Coil coil, and Coil came with its own connector. So this is just a nylon screw. I've gotten these from Lowe's before, and I suppose I could go get the nylon washer. But what's the fun in not using a toy if you've got one? And I want to use my moldable plastic. So basically, what this is a water and heat activated plastic, which is in. If I can get it out here without wasting it everywhere. These little small white beads. So these small white beads, when placed in water, will go clear, and then they will become moldable. So you can mold this collection of beads or plastic kernels into a form. Put it in that form, and then once it dries, it holds that form. So let's see how this is going to work. So basically, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to mold this, mold a washer in effect. So I'm going to have to mold something here flat, and then sort of poke through the center to make the room for the bolt and the nut. So we're going to give this a try. So I'm going to have to estimate, and it's better to estimate too much on how much plastic it's going to take to do this. So I'm just going to. I'm not making a just measure, so I'm going to use this much plastic. So what I've got to do is I've got to go get a cup or something, put it in the microwave. I usually pop it in there for about, what I'll do is I'll show you the next step. So we'll pause for a second, and I will get it going. So, all right, guys, I've got a cup here out of my kitchen. And it's got a little less than half a container of water. The more water, of course, the more time you'll have to have in the microwave to heat it up. And it needs to be, they say here, 140 degrees Fahrenheit, 60 degrees Celsius. I don't measure it that good. I just make it hot. So what I'm going to do is here, I'm going to take this, And then I'm just going to take these beads and drop them in. And then I'm going to go to my microwave and I'm going to heat this for 45 seconds to a minute. And I'll show you the form after I complete that. Hold on. Okay, I've heated it, and let me show you. I'm using a plastic spoon here. And I'm going to go around I'm going to retrieve my plastic. You can do this with a regular spoon. In fact, it might be better. But here we go. See, now the plastic is now clear and it's now moldable, and it is hot because I do have to put that in there a while to get it to mold. So this is going to be a little warm. So this is my plastic. So what I'm going to do is now this clear moldable plastic, I'm going to place it here, and I'm going to form a big mound, and then I'm going to take this mound and I'm going to press it down. This is not going to be pretty here, and I'm going to take this pin I've got here and I'm going to poke through the middle here to make that center. So here we go. Let me take the, okay guys, so I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to pull this bottom part off, and then I'm going to poke again to make sure. Now if you see this, it's made of form, and it actually has the shape of these indentions here. Now it's going to take this a while to cool, so let me go ahead and make that little hole there. Alright, so I'm just going to let this cool. Make sure it fits. Okay, I'm gonna push it down again. Make sure it fits those little indentions. So I'm gonna make this basically a version of this. It's gonna be identical in form. I gotta press it down more because there's not a lot of space between this and the coil edge, so I need to flatten it up to be sure. Press again, down. Alright, now I'm going to wait for this to cool, and we're going to see how this works. So now I have got a mold, and you can actually see the indentions here of the little sections here. Not sure if you can see it, but I'm going to now just set this to the side and let it cool, and I'll be right back. Okay. We got scissors. All right, everybody, let's finish this up. Now, those of you who are a lot neater than me, or you require a lot more precision, you can get as precise as you get. But right here, I've created a washer with these anchoring points that you would get in an ordinary kit. Now, I could have pressed this much thinner and then made permanent for both sides. I really don't want that or need that. So basically what I needed one side, and you guys see that it actually does go into those little sectors and hold it down. Basically what I want to do is remove the slack between the coil and the lower shaft. So basically what I'm doing here is I want to get it to a point where it will stay stable, you know, and together, and then I won't have to worry at all about putting extra pressure on the edges of the coil and having to put pressure and make this potentially break. Now, coil ticks are pretty thick. I'm not sure how long it would take it, or if it would with a nylon bolt, but I've just got rid of that slack. And basically, this is not what I'm saying. Only use this for this. I'm basically saying that with moldable plastic, you can fabricate a lot more things than you would think. Now see, what I've got now is I've got a nice, stable, easy to move cable, and I don't have any strain here on either one of the wings of my coil. So might have been a long process for you, and you might want to just drop the 25 bucks in and send it in. But like I said, sometimes I just want to save a few bucks and say, oh hell, heck no. Gonna say the other word there for a second. Heck no, they're not getting my 25 bucks when I can do this myself. So here we go. Now see, now I don't have to buy a coil kit for this. It already came with a nylon bolt, but you can buy nylon bolts for any of your systems. And if you don't, and you can buy nylon washers. This is just a fabrication method, and it's not only useful for this, but if you got reasons to use it for your metal detecting, or if you just want to do some repair work around and mold your own plastic and mold and whittle, or just flat mold, and this is the good stuff. So I'm like I said, I don't represent this company or get any bucks from them, but I really do like the fact I can do things like this. So now I've got a completely functional coil without paying an extra 25 bucks.